Hello, everybody. I am Andrew Gray, and I am running for re-election to the Alaska State House. And this is Andrew Gray for State House Yoga. So welcome to my yoga class. I have two blocks. You may not have blocks, but if you have blocks, have them. And if you don't have blocks, sometimes like just some big books will work, like an enormous dictionary. If people still have those would work. Also, if you have like a small hand towel that you could use like a strap just in case, I would have that handy as well. So the yoga class today is going to be basically for everybody of every yoga level. There'll be some options that are a little more difficult if you want to try those. But if something doesn't feel right for you, please don't do it. The joke I was making with my treasurer, Austin, who's manning the Zoom today, is that if you don't want to do a yoga pose, that's a great time to click on the donation link and donate. Again, be in tune with your body. If something feels wrong, don't do it that way. Figure out a way to do it so it doesn't hurt. And the way we're going to get started today is in child's pose. So you're going to take your knees as wide as your mat, bring your big toes together, sink your hips back towards your heels, walk your hands forward, and relax your forehead to the floor. If your forehead doesn't comfortably rest on the floor, that's a great place for your dictionary or your block. And in this pose, I want you to relax, do a little scan of your body. Notice if you're holding on to any tension or tightness in any particular place. See if you can allow that area to relax and release. And begin to find your breath as best you can, slow and deep in and out through the nose. And keeping that slow, deep, even breath, keeping a high level of awareness inside your body. Go ahead and bring yourself up onto your hands and knees. Bring the knees right underneath the hips, the hands right underneath the shoulders. Inhale, draw the chest forward, tilt the sit bones up. That's your cow pose. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest, press the middle of the spine towards the ceiling. That's your cat pose. Inhale into your cow pose. Exhale, pull the belly in, press the middle of the spine high. There's your cat. Inhale, dramatically move the heart forward, look forward. Exhale, pull everything in, draw the middle of the back as high as it'll go. Come back to a neutral spine. Walk your hands forward just a couple of inches. Turn your toes under, release your hips up and back to downward facing dog. So your feet are about hip width distance apart. Fingers are spread wide. Bring some weight underneath the pads of the fingers. And then go ahead and bend your right knee, press your left heel towards the mat. Feel that stretch in the back of the left leg for 3, 2, 1. Bend the left knee, press the right heel towards the mat. Feel the stretch in the back of the right leg for 3, 2, 1. Come up high on the balls of both feet. Take the heels as high as they'll go. Exhale, lower both heels towards the mat. Bend both knees a little bit. Pull the chest towards the thighs. Feel a little stretch through the shoulders. Relax your neck for 3, 2, 1. Good. And then we're going to draw both heels towards the ground. Straighten the legs as best you can for regular down dog pose for 3, 2, 1. Good. Little steps up towards the hands. We're going to come into an easy forward bend. It's so funny. I told my husband Jay is the camera guy today, and I told him that I wanted to make sure that I didn't have a shirt where I was going to be like having a midriff the whole time. And this morning I tried on all my clothes, and there was no clothes that didn't give me a midriff. So I apologize. I tried. So from your easy forward bend, check in with your neck. Make sure it's relaxed. You're not holding it like this. Allow the neck to relax and release. Opposite elbow and opposite hand, looking through the legs, allowing the spine to relax and lengthen. Slow, even breath in and out through the nose. Good. Release the hands towards the floor. Keep a little bend in the knees, round the spine as you roll up to standing. Good. Once we're up, we're going to take just some easy twists here. Get some of the snap, crackles, and pops out of the back. Look back behind you. Bring the fingers to the shoulders, twist a little bit higher in the spine. Really look back, twist. Good. Come back to center. Toe heel the feet together, big toes touching. Inhale, reach the arms up, stretch up, look up. Take another breath in, reach a little bit higher. Exhale the hands to the heart center. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders, relax your face, relax your jaw. A couple deep breaths here. Good. Release your hands. So we're gonna do a little bit of vinyasa, a little bit of movement to kind of warm up the body. Follow along as best you can. Obviously, again, if something doesn't work, you don't have to do it, but try your best. Step up to the top of your mat, cross your right thumb. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna be saying the opposite leg, so I'll be mirroring you. So I'm your mirror. Cross your right thumb over your left, spread your fingers out. Inhale, scoop down, reach up, take a little baby back bend. Exhale, bow forward, fingers to the floor. Take a huge step back with the right leg. Lower the right knee to the floor. Bring the hands onto the left thigh. Allow the hips to melt down and forward. So I'm pressing my hips forward to feel a stretch in the back leg. Good. 3 big breaths here. I'm so backlit. 1. Good. Straighten your front leg as best you can. Hips up and back, chest towards the thigh, feeling a stretch in the back of that front leg. Big breaths here for 3, 2, 1. Good. Step the front leg back so you're on your hands and knees, just like we were for cat-cow. You're going to keep your hips up. You're going to drop your chest between your thumbs. So hips up, chest and chin down. Good. Inhale, slide forward, lower the pelvis to the mat. You're going to keep your feet down. You're going to keep your thighs down. You're going to lift your chest and shoulders up. Lift your hands up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together for 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and place your hands down. You're going to use your arm strength to just add a little bit more bend to the back. So it's a little baby cobra, a little bit of arm assist for 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower all the way down. Reach your arms straight out in front of you. Inhale, lift the legs up, lift the arms up, lift the chest up, drop your chin. Superman pose. Lengthen from the fingers to the toes for 3, 2, a little more lift. 1. Good. Press yourself back to downward facing dog. Huge step forward with the right leg. Back knee down, hands onto the right thigh. Press the hips down and forward, feeling that stretch in the back leg. So again, it's about the quadriceps. Most importantly, I'm moving the hips forward and down to feel that stretch in the back leg for 3, 2, 1. Good. Straighten the front leg, bow forward. You just heard our dishwasher beep. It means it's done. I thought I timed it perfectly so that I wouldn't have the dishwasher running during this yoga class, but I did not time it correctly. Hips up and back, chest forward. Straighten the front leg as best you can. If you're feeling a stretch in the back of the front leg, then it's working. I don't care if the leg's perfectly straight. If you want something extra, you can pull the toes back towards the shin, really actively flex that foot to feel a little bit more stretch there. I feel plenty of stretch. I don't need to do that. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend the front knee, fingers to the top of the mat. Step the back foot forward. Cross the right thumb over the left. Inhale, scoop up. Reach back. Exhale, bow forward. Fingers to the floor. Huge step back with the left leg first. Left knee comes down. Left fingertips stay down. Right hand reaches up. Little baby twist. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Straighten that front leg. Bow over that leg. Feel that hamstring stretch again. And I know this is the leg we were just on. That's by design. Stay with it. Hips up and back. Chest forward. Hamstring stretch. 2, 1. Good. Bend the front knee. Let the hips move down and forward. Reach the arms up by the ears. Hips move down and forward. Hands move back. Lift the chest. So I'm thinking about lifting my heart up towards the sky so I get a little bit of an upper back bend for 3, 2. Hips still moving forward. 1. Good. Bring the fingers to the floor. Step the front leg back. You're on your hands and knees. Keep the hips up. Drop the chest and chin between the thumbs. Inhale, slide forward, lower the pelvis to the floor. Lift the chest and shoulders up. Squeeze the shoulder blades toward each other. Hands off the floor. Drop your chin slightly. Press the tops of the feet down for 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower the hands down. Use the hands as a little bit of an assist to get a little bit more back bend. I don't want your shoulders to come up by your ears. So keep a lot of length in the neck. Ears and shoulders are away from each other. I'm sliding my hands towards my hips and I'm moving my chest in front of my hands. So I'm getting a little bit of isometric action on the floor, a little bit of stretch through the spine. Good. Lower all the way down. Reach the hands forward again. Inhale, lift everything up. Drop your chin for 3, 2, lengthen. Lift a little higher. 1. Good. Press yourself back to downward facing dog. Huge step forward with the left leg. Back knee down. Right fingertips stay down. Left arm reaches up. Little twist to the opposite side. Opening up for 3, 2, 1. Good. Straighten your front leg as best you can. Hips up and back. Feeling that stretch in the back of the front leg. Breathing into that hamstring stretch. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend the front knee. Let the hips move down and forward. Reach the arms up by the ears. Hips move forward. Lift the fingers up towards the sky and then move them back slightly. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Hips keep moving forward. Hands keep reaching up and back. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Fingers to the floor. Set the back foot forward. Cross the left thumb over the right. Inhale, scoop up, reach back, look back. Exhale, arms by your side. Okay. Bring your feet together, big toes touching. Inhale, bend the knees, sit down in an imaginary chair. Reach the arms up by the ears. Hips are back. Knees are not coming super far out in front of the toes. I want you to be able to see your toes when you look down. Reach the hands up towards the sky so there's a little upper back bend there as well. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Exhale, bow forward. Step back to a high push-up position. Good. High plank, straight line from the heels through the hips to the shoulders. You can stay here or lower to your knees. Do a little half push-up, elbows stay in by the ribs. Come to cobra or up dog. If you're in up dog, the thighs are off the floor. Turn your toes under, release your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up towards the sky. Foot is flexed, hips squared towards the mat. Huge step forward with the right leg. Back heel spins flat. Inhale, warrior 1. So I'm going to ask my camera person, my husband Jay, to please move over here because I'm going to do a whole thing facing that wall. So warrior 1 here for 3, 2, 1. Good. Now you're going to move to warrior 2 on the left leg towards the back of your mat. So the left knee is right over the heel. There's a tendency for that knee to lean towards the big toe side. You want to keep it right on top of the heel, almost moving towards the pinky toe side. Lots of energy through the hands. The right leg is strong and straight, gazing out over the left middle finger for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to move to triangle on the right side. So I'm going to go back and forth a few times for this little series. You can use your block here. I would place the block on the outside of the front foot. Both legs are straight. Turn your back foot in slightly. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, move your right hand towards the block or the shin. Really flexy people can place the hand on the floor. I'm going to use my block. Lots of energy in that top hand. There's a tendency for your hips to move way back. Pull the hips under so you're really in a straight line, in a plane between two planes of glass, is what we like to say. So you're not really pushing the hips into one plane and your chest forward. Chest is right on top of that leg. Lots of energy in that top hand. If it feels okay, you can look up, triangle pose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale, let the left arm pull you all the way up. We're going to move back towards warrior 2, towards the back of the mat. This time moving into extended side angles. So you're going to take a bend in your left elbow, lower the forearm towards the thigh, reach that top arm up and over. The important part is having a straight line from the outside of the back foot through the hip, through the shoulder, out through the fingertips. So lots of length in that side of the body. You can stay here, or you can lower the hand to a block on whatever height is best for you, or the floor, fingertips or the floor, anywhere in that trajectory. However, you don't want to sacrifice that chest coming forward and the hips moving back. So some of the same alignment cues as you would have for triangle. Lots of energy in that top hand, reaching for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let your right arm pull you up to standing. You're going to straighten both legs. You're going to pigeon toe the feet slightly. So straight legs, slightly pigeon toed, heels wider than the toes, hands on the hips. Inhale, little lift of the chest. Exhale, bow forward. Good. Release the hands towards the floor. If you need to, you could have your hands on blocks. Ideally, you'll have your hands between your feet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, use the hands as leverage to pull the crown of the head towards the floor. So you should feel some stretch in the outside of the legs. I would rather you have straight legs and the head further away from the floor than bent legs and sort of like be all the way down there. I really want you to feel this in the legs. Engage the quads, lift the kneecaps up if you can. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen. Walk the hands forward. This is going to be different for everybody. You may already feel like that you're pretty maxed out with your straddle, but if you're not, you can walk the feet further apart. And we're going to do this twice, so this one doesn't have to be your best one. Just sort of feel out where you are in that straddle, taking the feet as far apart as you can, keeping that baby toe side down. You could stay here or lower down to your forearms. A few big breaths here. And then this is going to be a tricky transition, but I'm sure that you'll figure out a way to do it. I want you to come into a straddle. So you're just going to sit down. If you've got a pretty big straddle, then it's not very far to travel. If your feet are closer together, it's going to be further to travel. You'll have to take that in a couple of steps. But once you find your straddle, I want you to have your knees towards the sky and your toes towards the sky. So rather than pointing the feet, go ahead and flex the feet. So toes up. We'll go this way first. Take your left hand in front, your right hand behind. Inhale, lift the chest. Twist towards your right leg for 3, 2, 1. Good. Right hand in front, left hand behind. Inhale, lift the chest so I'm sitting up very tall and straight. Much easier to twist along a straight spine than a bent spine. Lift the chest, look towards that left thigh for 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back to center. We're going to do the same thing, but this time with our arms up. So inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky. So you're sitting up tall. Big breath in. Exhale, twist towards the right leg. So trying to get just as much twist through the thoracic spine without using those hands on the floor as an assist for 3, 2, 1. Our cat Alice wants to be involved. Come back to center. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, twist towards the left leg. Reach up through the right hand, sit up tall. Twist, twist, twist. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back to center. Bring the hands to the floor. Maybe make that straddle just a little bit bigger. Lift the chest. Keep those toes towards the sky, knees towards the sky. Walk the hands as far forward as they'll go. So everyone's body's different. Some people, it's really easy for them to keep their knees up. I'm naturally pigeon-toed. It's really, really my tendency for those feet and knees to really sort of move towards the floor. So I'm really concentrating on rotating these thighs back to try to keep my knees and toes towards the sky for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back up. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, slide the hips in towards the heels, bring your hands around, interlace the fingers over the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, move your chest towards the floor in front of your feet. My elbows are touching my thighs. They're providing a little bit of an assist there. I'm not really jamming my knees towards the floor, but I'm just a little bit of pressure there. Moving my chest forward, long neck, relaxed face, relaxed jaw for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You're going to swivel back towards the front of your mat, moving into Navasana, boat pose. So first version is grab behind the thighs, balance on your sit bones, pull the chest towards the thighs, stay here. Second version is to release the hands and stay here. More tricky version is to straighten the legs. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bend my legs. Keep pulling the thighs towards the chest towards the thighs for 5, 4, pull the knees together, 3, 2, 1. Good. Cross the ankles, roll forward, step back to your downward facing dog. We're going to do the whole thing on the other side. So I'm going to be facing that way. So just for your FYI. And everybody stay in your down dog. I have to turn my fireplace off because I am super, super hot. It seemed like a nice wintry motif, but it is not winter yet. Okay. Lift the left leg up, keep the foot flexed. Step that left foot forward, back heel spins flat. Inhale, warrior 1, front knee right over the ankle, back leg strong and straight. 3 breaths here, pulling your right shoulder forward, your left shoulder back for 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to move to warrior 2 towards the back. So I'm going to bend the back knee, straighten the front leg. Lots of energy through the fingers, reaching the arms away from each other. Gaze out over that right middle finger. Front knee, don't let it lean towards the big toe. Keep it right over the ankle. Sinking a little deeper for 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to move to triangle towards the front leg. If you used a block on one side, you'll use a block on this side, probably. Straighten the left leg. Turn the back foot in slightly. Arms out to the side, both legs are straight. Exhale, lower the left hand towards the block, the shin, or the floor. Top hand straight up towards the ceiling. There's your triangle pose. Both legs are straight. Again, hips are not jutting back. You're keeping the hips stacked. You can look down, you can look straight ahead, or if your neck feels okay with it, you can look up towards that top thumb. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale at the right arm, pull you up to standing. Go ahead and rotate the feet, bend the right knee, moving into warrior 2 on the right side, and then moving into extended side angle. So we'll take a bend in the right elbow, lower the forearm towards the thigh, reach that top arm up and over, long line from the outside of the back foot through the lifted fingertips. You can stay here or lower this hand to the block, whatever height works for you. Reaching through that top hand. That's really where I want you to feel like you're really pulling, like it's not passive at all. You're not like finding the pose and sitting there. You're working in the pose, pressing the outside edge of that back foot into the ground for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Left arm's going to pull you up to standing. You're going to straighten both legs, pigeon toe the feet a little bit. So we're going to do Prasarita Padottanasana C, which means that we're going to interlace our fingers behind our back. So you're going to interlace your fingers as best you can. Legs are straight. Inhale, lift the chest, move the hands away from the body. Exhale, bow forward, head towards the floor, hands towards the ceiling, maybe hands towards the floor in front of you. Although you've added the shoulder stretch, bring some awareness to those feet. Feet are grounded, legs are straight. Engage the quads, lift the kneecaps up if you can. Head towards the floor, hands towards the floor. For 4, 3, 2. So with the hands on the floor, you're going to take your feet a little bit wider. Again, this is your second time in this big straddle. So maybe you can take your feet a little bit wider than you did last time, maybe not. Try to keep the baby toe side of the foot on the floor. Once you're there, you'll stay here or lower the elbows to the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You're going to gracefully move into your seated straddle. So I'm not an expert at my earbuds. I know that like if you touch them twice or do things, it'll like turn them on or off. So I don't know what I did to mute myself by touching my earbuds, but I will try not to touch my earbuds again. So find your straddle, knees towards the sky, toes towards the sky. Lift your chest. We're gonna do this in reverse order this time. So this time, reach the arms up, stretch up, reach up. Good. Knees towards the sky, toes towards the sky. Turn your body towards your left leg for 3, 2, 1. Good. Right hand down, left hand behind. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twist a little deeper for 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back to center. Inhale the arms up, reach up, stretch up. Turn towards the right leg for 3, 2, 1. Hands down, use them to assist. Lift the chest, turn towards that leg for 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back to center. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, walk the hands forward for 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back. We're going to add another stretch on this side. We're going to be the left hand towards the right foot, reach the right arm up by the ear, and then reach over towards the right side. Rather than reaching towards the foot, I want you to really reach towards the side so you feel this side body stretch. Good. 3 big breaths here. Legs are straight, toes towards the sky. Lots of energy in that right arm. 2, 1. Good. Now we're going to slide this bottom hand towards the floor in front of this leg, in front of the left leg. Good. And now you can reach even a little further. Maybe you can grab the foot, maybe not. The importance is to feel the stretch through this side body for 3, 2, 1. Good. Come up. We'll do the other side. Right hand reaches towards the left leg, left arm up by the ear. First part is just going straight to the side, over towards the side. Lots of energy through that left arm. Feel the opening through this side body for 3, 2, 1. Good. Now adding that variation, we're going to change the arms. So the right arm slides in. And again, you may be up here and that's okay. Maybe that elbow's to the floor. If the elbow's to the floor, it provides you a little bit of leverage to open the chest up. So with that open chest, maybe stay here, maybe come towards the floor. I mean, I'm not as flexible as I used to be. So that's like kind of a struggle. I feel like I kind of cave in a little bit. So don't cave in. Keep that opening, keep the lifting through the chest. Feel that side body stretch for 3, 2, 1. Good. Come all the way up. Soles of the feet together. Slide the hips in towards the heels. Bring the fingertips clasped around the feet. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, pull the chest forward. You can use those elbows as a little leverage to get the knees closer to the floor. This is a really, I feel like certain people are better at bent leg stretches. Certain people are better at straight leg stretches. I'm definitely a straight leg person. So this is actually a tricky pose for me. I don't go that deep. I have friends who will be watching this later who will pancake their chest on the floor and not even feel a stretch. So if that's you, pancake your chest to the floor. Some of us will work towards that for the rest of our lives and not achieve it. For 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to swivel, come back to Navasana. 3 versions. You can keep your hands behind your thighs, pull the chest towards the thighs. Stay here, maybe release the hands, maybe straighten the legs, maybe not. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Cross the ankles, roll forward, step back to downward facing dog. Go ahead and bend the knees, look at the hands, maybe jump, maybe walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Inhale the arms up over the head, exhale. Good. I need you to come back to the front. We're going to do a couple of balancing poses now. We're going to start with tree pose. You're going to bring your weight into your left leg. You're going to bring the sole of the right foot to the calf or the thigh. If balance is not your thing, maybe you have a little kickstand there. If you have it on the thigh, make sure it's not pushing into the knee. Bring the hands to the heart center. Relax your face, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. 3 breaths here. Interlace your fingers, press the palms towards the floor. Inhale the palms up towards the sky. So you're opening the shoulders up the other way. 3 breaths here. And again, there's a tendency for those shoulders to creep up by the ears. Keep the shoulders down, long neck. 2, 1. Good. Now, what you're going to do, wherever that foot may be, you're going to cross it over the left thigh. Bring the hands to the heart center and move the hips back. So I'm sort of letting my chest move forward, my hips move back. My ankle is way off that thigh. So you can stay here. Maybe the forearms make it to that shin. You can stay there. Maybe the fingertips come to the floor. Notice if my fingertips come to the floor, I want the sole of the foot to press into that left bicep. And I want to keep moving this knee, the lifted knee, down as my hips move back. And I'm still bending that standing leg. So you should feel a big stretch in the outside of the right hip for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come all the way back up. Release that leg. Sort of shake the legs out a little bit. We're going to do a sort of palate cleanser before we do the other side. So feet together, big toes touching. Inhale the arms. Oh, you know what? I got to fix my shorts. This is a midriff pose. You're going to interlace the fingers towards the sky, index finger towards the ceiling. Oh, we have our other cat joining us now. This is Petey. Reach up through that extended finger and then go ahead and go back and forth, right and left, just opening up the side bodies a little bit. And let's see. When we get over to the right side this time, let's hold. Press the left hip a little bit more to the left. Reach through the extended finger. Arms should be right by the ears. Straightest arms as you can make them. Let that hip move a little bit to the side. There's a tendency sometimes for this top shoulder to move down. Pull that top shoulder back. Look slightly underneath the arm. Extend through that extended finger. Press the hip a little more to the left. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, we'll go over to the other side. Reach towards the left. Right hip moves to the right. Reach, 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 reach. Bottom shoulder moves under. Top shoulder moves back. Straighten the arms as best you can. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, reach. 1. Good. Back up to center. Reach up. Exhale, release. Now we'll do the other side. So bringing the weight into the right foot, we're going to bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of the ankle, the calf, or the thigh. Again, just not right in the middle. Hands to the heart center. Relax the shoulders, relax the face, relax the jaw. Vrikshasana tree pose. Interlace the fingers. Different thumb on top. Press the palms down. Reach those palms up towards the ceiling. Straighten the arms as best you can. Press the palms up, but don't let the shoulders come up by the ears. And if you're struggling with your balance, find a spot on the floor, on the wall in front of you that's not going to move. Focus on that spot. Good. And now our figure four balance pose. You're going to cross the left ankle over the right thigh, hands to the heart center. Move the hips back, chest comes forward. This is a good place to be. Maybe forearms come onto the shin. That's a good place to be. If the fingers come to the floor, press the sole of that foot into that bicep. Drop the hips. Keep looking forward. Don't look at the foot. Don't look behind you. So you're thinking about moving that chest forward. This time I think I'll be right here. So you feel that hips back, chest forward. You should feel a good stretch in the outside of that left hip. We're going to do a lot of hip work over the next few sections. One little thing I say is like, if your balance is perfect, then you're not really getting any benefit from it. So if you're wobbling a little bit, that's good. 3, 2, 1. Good. Come up to standing. Quick little time check. 9:37. That's good. Okay. Now we're going to move down to the floor for some back bends. So you can go straight down, just like the beginning of class. You're going to be on your chest. We're going to start with our arms by our side, palms towards the floor. Feet are hip width distance apart. Inhale, lift the chest and shoulders up, lift the legs up. Hands reach up and back, move the shoulder blades toward each other, drop your chin slightly. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Keep everything up. Reach the hands forward. Lengthen from the toes to the fingers for 3, 2, 1. Good. Now, without dropping anything, interlace the fingers behind the head. Move the elbows back. Lift your head up. Elbows back. Lift the chest higher. Lift the feet higher for 3, 2. A little higher. 1. Good. Release. Turn your, right cheek towards the mat. Look towards the left. Relax. Allow the knees to roll in. The feet to sickle for 3. Big breaths. Good. Same sequence one more time. Forehead to the center. Go ahead and turn the legs straight. Palms towards the floor. Inhale, lift everything up. There's your locust pose. Drop your chin for 3, 2, 1. Stretch the hands forward, lengthen for 3, 2, 1. Good. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Lift the elbows back. Lift the chest higher. Lift the legs higher for 3, 2. A little higher. 1. Good. Turn your left cheek towards the floor. Turn your head to the side. Sickle the feet. And relax. Good. Our next back bend is going to be Dhanurasana bow pose. So if it's really difficult for you to grab your feet or ankles, you can just not grab them, but still sort of imitate the same posture. But if you can grab them, I want you to grab them, feet or ankles. Inhale, lift the chest up, kick the feet back to lift the chest higher, using your leg strength to keep that chest lifted for 5, 4, 3, kick a little higher, 2, 1. Release. Turn the cheek to the first side and rest. Same pose one more time. Reach back, grab the feet or ankles. Inhale, kick the feet back, lift the chest and shoulders up. So last time I really focused on kicking the feet back. This time you can lift the feet higher towards the sky. It changes the stretch slightly. For 5, 4. There's also a tendency for the knees to kind of splay out. Pull the knees toward each other. Lift the feet higher. 2, 1. Release. Turn the cheek to the opposite side and rest. Sickle the feet. Release. Okay, one more back bend. We're going to do camel pose. So if you need a little extra knee padding, you can triple up your mat or put a towel or pad there. Knees are hip width distance apart. Go ahead, can you come to the side? You're gonna, for this first version, I want you to pretend like you're putting your hands in your jean pockets. So hands in the jean pockets. Inhale, lift the chest up. And you're not jamming your hips forward, but basically you're preventing your hips from sort of, well, you're not really preventing, they would go there anywhere, but have your hands here. Lift the chest up. Imagine that your chest is going closer to the sky. So again, I'm not thinking about like taking my head and shoulders back. I'm thinking about taking them higher, and then my hands are in my back jean pockets, just as a little bit of support to lift that chest higher for 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and sit back towards the heels and relax for a moment. So that we're just going to do that one more time with a little variation, and that'll be it for the back bends. And then we're going to do a whole hip opening sequence just for your situational awareness. So second and final Ustrasana, camel pose. You have options. You can repeat with the hands in the back pockets, or you can grab onto your heels. If you're grabbing onto your heels, I want you to inhale, lift the chest up, look up. It's as if I'm going to like fly off my heels. So I'm actually holding on my heels as I lift my heart towards the sky to get more length through the spine. Good. And then you can drop the head back and look back, but don't lose that sense of lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hands to the hips, come all the way up. You can undo your knee pad if you made it. And we're going to come back to our very first pose in class, child's pose. So knees wide, big toes together. Allow the hips to sink back towards the heels. Relax the forehead to the floor or to the block. And breathe into that lower back. Allow it to relax and release from those back bends. Good. Press yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Turn your toes under. Release your hips up and back to downward facing dog. And you'll stay right there. You're going to lift your right leg up. You're going to point the foot this time and open the hip. So you're stacking the hips. Take that foot as high as it'll go. And then huge step forward with the right leg. Step the right foot outside the right hand. We're going to move into extended warrior. You're going to spin that back heel flat. Walk your hands over to the diagonal. Hips are moving up and back. Relax your head. So in this sort of unusual stretch for just a couple breaths. Good. Now you're going to keep your left hand down. You're going to lower your back knee to the floor. You're going to turn your front foot out about 45 degrees. You're going to bring your right hand on to that right thigh. You're going to turn the chest up towards the sky. For 3, 2, 1. Good. You're going to turn the front foot forward. You're going to bring both hands inside the foot. You're going to slide your back knee back a couple of inches. You're going to walk your hands forward a few inches and start to bend the elbows. I'm keeping this knee tugged in towards my torso. You could stay here or lower the forearms all the way to the floor. You don't have to though. Here is great. You should be feeling a stretch. If you're feeling a stretch, you're getting the benefit of the posture, whether your elbows are down or not. Relax your face, relax your jaw. And as far as like what to do with this back foot, you can release the top of the foot to the floor. But if you feel like you're able to kind of keep your hips a little bit more neutral with the toe providing just a little bit of stability, then you can stay on the ball of that back foot. Good. Now we're going to go into a second version of lizard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up onto the ball of the back foot if it's not already, and I'm going to slide that back knee forward 3 or 4 inches. Good. Now I'm going to direct my hips to move back. So I'm lifting them up and back as my elbows move towards the floor, and I keep that knee tugged in towards the body, just like the first version. So you should just feel a different stretch in this right hip. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now you're going to sit all the way back towards the back of your mat. Your left heel is going to be outside your butt. You're going to cross the right foot over that left knee. Come over to this side. You're going to take your right fingers behind you. You're going to reach your left arm up by your ear. You're going to hook your left elbow outside that knee as best you can. You're going to lift the chest up. You're going to turn and look over that right shoulder. This hand, I'm going to place it on sort of my upper pectoral muscle. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to fill that hand up. So I'm lifting my chest into my hand to make my spine straighter. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now from here, I'm just going to turn towards the camera. I want you to take your right leg and rock it a little bit. So I basically just move this left foot forward a little bit, and I'm just going to rock this baby a little bit. Now, for some of you, this is about, the cat is really trying to help. For this one, this might be as close as you can hold your baby. For others, you can actually put the outside edge of that foot in the crook of the elbow, interlace the fingers, make a little cradle, lift your chest, and really rock that baby. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now you're going to undo your cradle. Right hand's going to come out to the side. You're going to roll onto the outside of that hip. And then I'm just going to kind of massage the hip into the floor. If you're like, you know what, I'm not really feeling a massage, lean a little further into it, experiment a little bit with the way the weight of your body is falling onto that hip, because you can probably find a place where you're going to feel like, oh yeah, that's the spot. So search for that spot, and I am just changing directions of my circles to kind of get that massage going. Good. And now you're going to come back to center. You could stay with your cradle, or maybe you're answering your cell phone. Hello? You could answer your phone. So I'm just reaching that foot towards the ear, trying to keep my chest lifted for 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to come back to downward facing dog. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up, point the foot, open the hip, take that foot as high as it'll go. Take it high, 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 high. Step the left foot outside the left hand. Spin the back heel flat. Walk the hands to the diagonal. Keep that front knee over the ankle. It's going to want to lean in. Don't let it. Back leg strong and straight for 3, 2, 1. Good. Right hand stays down. Bring that back knee to the floor. Turn the front foot out about 45 degrees. Left hand on the left thigh. Turn the torso towards the ceiling. So a little twist here for 3, 2, 1. Good. We've got lizards on this side. So I'm going to slide my back knee back a few inches. Both hands are inside the front foot. My front knee is towards my body, so it's not sort of slacking away from the body. I'm going to walk my hands forward a few inches. Maybe bring the top of that back foot to the floor. Maybe stay here. Drop my elbows towards the floor. The elbows can also rest on the block if they don't quite make it to the floor, but you like that feeling of dropping a little deeper. Maybe the elbows come to the floor. Breathe into that stretch. Good. Come back up under your hands. You're going to come under the ball of the back foot. You're going to allow that knee to come 4 or 5 inches closer to the front. You're going to move your hips up and back in this version of lizard. So I'm still keeping the knee tucked in towards the body, but my hips are up and back. I'm feeling a different stretch in the outside of my left hip for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You're going to sit down towards the back of your mat. I'm so sorry. You're going to have to come to the other side. You're going to have the right heel outside the left hip. You're going to cross the left ankle up and over, left fingertips behind you, right arm up by the ear. Hook the right elbow as best you can outside that left knee. Inhale, lift the chest up. You're going to drop the hand to the pectoral muscle, and you're going to inhale, lift your chest into the hand, and look back over that left shoulder. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. This is the fun part. So you're going to slide that right foot forward a little bit. You've got this baby. So maybe You hold this baby a little further away. Maybe, again, you can create that cradle. Now, there's a tendency here when we're doing all of this for our back to really implode, sort of like move into sort of this cat feeling. I want you to lift the chest up and sit up as tall as you can so that you're not ending up in that cat spine. So you're rocking your baby. My foot's flexed, that's kind of protect the knee. You don't want to force this leg to go to a place that doesn't want to go. And you really want to think, if you're feeling anything crazy in this knee, then you need to back off from what you're doing. Good. And now we're going to let go of our cradle. Left hand's going to come up to the side. I'm going to roll on to that left hip. And then I'm going to just do little circles. So I'm pressing sort of like the pelvis is pressing towards the floor. And the muscles that are caught in between, that's what we're trying to massage. So I'm trying to figure out the best angle and the best amount of pressure to massage those outer hip muscles. And I promise, if you keep experimenting, you will find a place where you feel it. And you can just sort of hang out there for a while, decide which direction to start with, and then after a few circles, go back the other way. And one side's usually better than the other side. And I'm talking about answering your cell phone. So when you come back up, you're going to answer your cell phone. This is my better side. Hello. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back to downward facing dog. Sorry, I have to touch them. Did I mute myself again? Oh my God. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay, we got like 5 minutes left. Come back to your downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Feel the link from the hips to the wrists, from the hips to the heels. Good. And you stay right there, Jay. I think that'll work. I'm gonna have you come to seated. Is that okay? This is a bad angle. Okay, come back to cobbler's pose, Baddha Konasana. I want you to take a moment here. Keep your hands behind you. Lift your chest. Move those knees towards the floor. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Open the legs to Upavishta, to a big straddle. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Take the hands around in front. Walk the hands forward. For 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to connect those. From here, we're going to pull the knees towards the chest to Navasana. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're going to do inhale, soles of the feet together. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, big straddle. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, Navasana, sit up tall. Exhale, hold. Inhale, feet together. Exhale, bow. Inhale, legs apart. Exhale, bow. Inhale, balance. Exhale, hold. Inhale, feet together. Exhale, bow. Inhale, big straddle. Exhale, bow. Inhale, balance. Exhale, hold. This time, feet together, hands behind. I want you to walk the left foot underneath the right, all the way over towards the side of your mat. You're going to place and I want you to try to do this without your hands. There's a tendency to sort of force the legs into a particular position. I want you to try to get heel, knee, knee, heel. You'll see that this knee is high up in the air. So if your knees are stacked, that's great. If not, you could take this top heel and place it just in front of this knee, but I'm keeping my shins parallel with the front of my mat as best I can. Your hips are straight back behind you. This is a great place for blocks if you have them. With your shins parallel to the front of your mat, with them stacked as best you can, we're going to move into double pigeon. You're going to walk your hands forward, relax your forehead to the blocks or the floor. You can create a little pedestal for your head if you need to. If you're stacked, this knee moves down, hips move back, chest moves forward, relax. And we've got a lot of breaths here. You should feel some good stretch on the outside of the hips. We're warmed up for this. You're going to be in your double pigeon for a full minute. I feel like this is a good place for me to tell some sort of story. You know, when I did these yoga fundraisers 2 years ago, I tried to like do campaign pitch during them, and I can't. I'm telling you the truth. I should not do a campaign pitch right now. I haven't. This is the first yoga class I've taught in a while, so I am not only struggling physically but struggling mentally. So just stay in the posture, and if you want to donate, there is a donation link in the chat, and we're going to hold for a couple more breaths. Okay, come all the way up. You're going to take your hands behind you. You're going to slide your legs out in front. You're just going to let the sort of like let the blood flow back into the legs. So just let the feet flop in and out a few times. I have no idea what the time is, but we're going to do that whole sequence on the other side. So we may go over. I'm touching my earbud. Did I mess anything up? Okay, everyone can hear me? Okay, so inhale, soles of the feet together. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, big straddle. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, legs together. Exhale, lift the chest. Inhale, feet together. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, big straddle. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, knees together. Exhale, hold. Inhale, feet together. Exhale, bow. Inhale, big straddle. Exhale, bow. Inhale, legs together. Exhale, hold. Inhale, feet together, hands behind, knees towards the floor. We're going to do the other leg under. So the right leg goes under, the left leg goes on top. I want you to try to make this position without using your hands, so you're not forcing your legs to do anything they don't want to do. Trying to stack the shins parallel to the front of your mat. Obviously, if they're not perfectly towards the front, if they're turned in a little, that's fine. You know, do what's best for your body. Again, if the knee's super high up and it's not going to come down, go ahead and put that heel in front of the knee. That's your modification. Your blocks are here. You're going to lift the chest and bow forward. Maybe rest the forehead on the blocks, whatever formation of blocks you need. Maybe you come to the floor. If the legs are on top of each other, make sure the hips stay back, chest moves forward, feet are flexed. That's going to protect your knees. Find your position to hold. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Stay in the pose. God, my earbuds are not going to move them. And again, I would tell you some story normally. This was my yoga class. I have no story. Election day is November 5th. So vote, please vote. A lot of important things on the ballot in Alaska, 2 ballot measures, lots of judges. So if you're unsure about the judges, know that the Judicial Council does a very thorough review of all of the judges. All of the judges this year are recommended for retention. So the recommendation from the Judicial Council is that you vote yes to retain all judges. But you could do your own research. You can go to their website. You can read all about them. Okay, come all the way up. Extend the legs straight out in front of you. Let the feet flop in and out a few times. I know we're at 10 o'clock. This class is going to go just a little over. I apologize. We are going to move towards Shavasana, but we're going to do a couple of little poses to relax. You can come to the front, I think. I don't know what's going to look good or look worse. You're going to lower all the way down onto your back, reach the arms up over the head, stretch back and lengthen. Draw the right knee in towards the chest, give it a good squeeze. Release the right arm out to the side. Use your left hand to pull that right leg across the body for an easy twist. Focus on the word easy. So if the shoulder comes up, try to weight it down, but don't overthink it. I want you to feel a good twist in the body, and it should feel good. You can rock the head a little bit from side to side, relax the neck. Good, we're gonna do the other side. Come back to center. Hug the left knee in, give it a good squeeze. Release the left arm out to the side. Use your right hand to pull that leg across the body. My earbuds flowing out. Rock the head a little bit from side to side. Again, focus on the word easy. Make sure this twist feels good. Easy breaths for 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back to center. Hug both knees in. Give them a good squeeze. Rock a little bit from side to side. And then we're going to move into Shavasana, corpse pose. Extend the legs out, arms by your side. Relax your face, relax your jaw, close your eyes. Just like the very beginning of class, do a little scan of your body. Notice if you're holding on to any tension or tightness anywhere. See if you can breathe into that area, allow it to relax and release. I would encourage you to stay in Shavasana for 5, 6, 7 minutes. Completely relaxed, completely released, completely heavy on your floor. I'm not going to do that on camera. So stay in your Shavasana if you want to. Everyone else, thank you so much for coming today. Again, the suggested donation was $30. I know most of you who are on this call have already donated. You do not need to donate again. But for those of you watching on YouTube, there will be a link in the notes if you'd like to donate. And thanks so much for being here. And don't forget to vote on November 5th.
Paid for by Andrew Gray for State House.